What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Sony is making a PlayStation 5 Pro, and it should be coming out at the end of 2024. And while there are a few people out there that are fairly excited and interested in this, I'm going to be taking a different perspective. One of my own opinion, like I always do on this channel, but more so because it's frustrating that these companies keep making the same mistakes over and over again in the name of trying to make more money. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down the nitty-gritty of the specs. First brought to us by Tom Warren and The Verge, the PlayStation 5 Pro is no longer just a fictional rumor from February in 2024. No, Sony is reportedly ramping up for a late 2024 release of a new, more powerful iteration of the PlayStation 5 console, tentatively known as the PlayStation 5 Pro. Similar to what Sony had done previously with the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Enhancements are centered around a beefier GPU, faster system memory, and improved ray tracing capabilities. The rumored PlayStation 5 Pro aims to deliver a more immersive gaming experience, reconfirming the initial rumors from February on the PlayStation 5 Pro, initially coming from CNBC. The PS5 Pro is codenamed Trinity, and it promises a 45% faster GPU rendering than the standard PlayStation 5, and supposedly it introduces a high-frequency CPU mode that could boost the CPU speed by approximately 10%. Woo! I guess we'll go out and buy that upgrade for this Pro version for a 10% faster speed, and yes, I'm joking a little bit here, but still, there's nothing in this that's really blowing me away to the point of, oh, there's actually a purpose for this. And additionally, the system memory enhancements and a more powerful ray tracing architecture are in the cards, aiming to establish new benchmarks in game fidelity and performance. And again, this is all coming to us from Tom Warren and The Verge, and this information seems to be real. Now, I want to get to the reasons why I and many other people think this is the most ludicrously ridiculous product, why this thing is not necessary, in my humble opinion. Now, according to The Verge specifically, it says The Verge has obtained a full list of specs for the upcoming console. Sources familiar with Sony's plans tell me that developers are already being asked to ensure their games are compatible with this upcoming console, with a focus on improving ray tracing. Sony appears to be encouraging developers to use graphics features like ray tracing more with the PS5 Pro, with games able to use a quote-unquote Trinity enhanced PS5 Pro enhanced label if they provide significant enhancements. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are excited for enhanced graphics and more power, higher fidelity, ray tracing, and all these fun buzzwords that are thrown around by these companies, but ultimately, I don't think this thing is going to be worth it, and here's why. Developers are now being faced with the prospect of, if a PS5 Pro comes out, they need to start developing and designing games around a PS5 Pro, and then dumbing them down, if you will, for the original PS5. And that in itself is concerning, especially when you pair it with what happened with Microsoft when they already did this back when the Microsoft Xbox Series S and X debuted. And it already came out that developers were really confused and frustrated with what they're supposed to develop for, and just ended up dumbing all their games down to the S and just having them run a little bit faster on the X. Instead of putting all this effort to make the games incredibly perfect for the console, they just made them for whatever the lowest specs it could run on, and then rise up the specs a little bit on the X to make them look a little bit better. And that right there is the biggest problem with all of this. And when you add in the fact that you could literally buy a PC for the price of a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 5 that would run games that are as good as the PlayStation 5, you start to do the math on the numbers and you're like, Is it even necessary to continue buying these consoles that have mid-generation refreshes seemingly every other year? It's kind of hard to keep up with. And then you look at the competition out there and you're wondering what Sony is thinking with this decision. In fact, I look at this and I'm like, why aren't they just coming out with a PlayStation 6 next year or the year after that? Why the rush to get a PlayStation 5 Pro out there? Especially when you figure in that they lost a lot of sales during the pandemic. They weren't able to build enough PS5s to meet the demand. And now they are able to meet the demand. And people are buying these now. They're selling the PlayStation 5s. And it's a fantastic console. I'm really happy with my PlayStation 5. I don't need a mid-generation upgrade. Now, there might be some people that just held out, never bought a PS5, and would be like, sure, I'll spend whatever it is to buy the PS5 Pro. But then a whole bunch of other concerns come in. How much is it going to cost? What's it going to involve? Will it have physical discs involved in it? Are they going to charge another $30 to be able to stand it upright like they're doing with the portable disc drive on that one? Like this, there's so many questions involved with this that I don't think Sony has really thought all the way through. And something I'm going to touch on later in this video is just how confusing the whole prospect is for the end user, the consumer, the gamer. When they go into the store, what they're even going to be buying. The PlayStation 5 is being replaced by the PlayStation 5 Slim, and it's going to have a digital that you can purchase a portable disc drive that connects to it. And then, on top of that, they're going to have a PlayStation 5 Pro. And on top of that, we still have a vast majority of the customers still using the PlayStation 4 line of products. And their entire catalog is just being confused with all of this. So sure, if you're in the market for the latest tech, the newest generation console, sure, I guess the PlayStation 5 Pro might be something that interests you. But I'd have to ask, why did you wait so long? If that's the case, who is this even for? And then, just looking at myself and my own situation on my own PlayStation 5, I was looking at the spring sale that they have going on right now, and I'm going through the games on their PlayStation Store, and it was so confusing. They had different versions, different variants, different kinds, gold, the platinum versions, the PlayStation 4 versions, the PlayStation 5 versions, the complete DLC version. I'm like, can we just get a game and not make it confusing for the end user, the customer, to purchase it? Because I feel like I needed to get out my abacus to figure out what game was going to work with my console and how much that would cost and what I'd get with that game for purchasing it, as opposed to just, I don't know, loading up the store and saying, hey, that game looks cool, that's a good price, I'll buy it. And this is only going to complicate things even further if there ends up being a PS5 Pro, and if they have exclusive games or run faster on the PS5 Pro, or this is special on the PS5 Pro, then they're going to have even more variants, and it's going to get even more confusing on the PlayStation Store. And I don't think Sony's really thinking that all the way through either. And these are just some of the many concerns I have that many people have shared with me as well. I'm not alone here, that the PlayStation 5 Pro situation is going to be introducing. And maybe Sony doesn't care. Maybe they've done the numbers and they know that they can make a lot of money off this, and ultimately that's what's pushing them to do it. But at the end of the day, you wonder how much they're saturating their own market with what they're doing instead of just focusing on generational console upgrades. A PlayStation 6, if you will. And who knows, maybe that will be the last console Sony ever makes. Because it seems like more and more of these games are getting less exclusive and going more multi-platform, and in Sony's case, going to PC as well. And if that's ending up happening, why do people need to buy their console? I keep going back to that. Now sure, there's plenty of people out there that don't want to game on a PC. But what are you doing buying these consoles for $600, $700 plus that a PC could do at the end of the day just as well? And future-proof yourself. All you need to do is upgrade your graphics card to keep up with stuff. That's what it feels like this is all heading towards. Sure, like the Nintendo Switch offers off-screen play and you can do it portably and stuff like that. That offers a unique buying proposition to the end user. The PlayStation 5 Pro, I would imagine, is not going to do anything like that. And if that's the case, it's kind of a silly endeavor from the start. At least that's how I feel about this. But let me know what you guys think about the PlayStation 5 Pro, and if it's something you'd be interested in. Again, check out SmashJT.com for the full article, details, and specs. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Smash,